All right. There we are. Welcome to Pieces Pat Paints. I am Pat, and we are painting pieces. That's what we do here every day. Well, every weekday. We come to you live about 1 o'clock East or Central Time each day to paint whatever we get around to painting. Right now, we've been working on these Tyranids, slowly getting them to jive together. We've got these two guys pretty much done up, and that's awesome. Let me pull this camera over here just a touch. Yeah, like that. Okay. So there we go. So they're good looking guys. Lots of fun. Really gnarly looking space bugs. Rawr. Alright. We got one space bug of that variety left to go. This guy. So today we're going to try and knock out as much of this guy as we can. We got a little bit done, but not a significant amount. So, anyway, if you're new around here, welcome. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate you. If you're old around here, thanks for coming. Really appreciate you. Either way, we appreciate you. If you come during live or after live, all that's great. Make sure you vote in the poll. There is a poll. It's up on the community tab. Not everybody has found the community tab. I've gotten a few messages from folks that are like, wow, this is the first time I knew that this tab existed on YouTube. And I'm like, it certainly does. I didn't know till about 3-4 months ago myself how it worked exactly, but it's fun. It's a great little instrument. Put little polls up there. Lots of fun. So go vote in our poll. We got a poll on what's the next critter going to be. We're gonna do a little breakout session, so to speak, and we're gonna paint a little something else. So we've got a U1T, which is a snaky boy. We've got a Luminor Xeris, which is a Robo boy. We've got the Sohagen Baron, which he is a fishy boy. And right now, currently in the lead, is Karn the Betrayer, who is a Chaos boy, which was actually put together by my son. My oldest son put this model together. So it will be fun if we painted that guy. They'll all be fun to paint. I know there's been some clamoring for some sci-fi-esque kind of things, and right now Karn, who is sci-fi-esque, is winning. So if you have an opinion and you want your favorite thing to be painted this round, make sure you jump in there and vote. And if you don't care, with me, just enjoy the ride and wait to see what everybody else decides. I think it's exciting. I find it a lot more fun to paint it this way, where like everybody's like, oh, I want to see this. I'm like, oh, awesome. Well, let's do that. Okay, so we are going to work on this guy. We did a little bit of his work on his yellow here already, which is awesome. That makes this a whole lot easier. Gives you a place to kind of start. Be like, oh, okay, this is where we left off. When it's like half done, it's kind of you're searching for where you left off last. When it's only a little bit, it's pretty easy. You could kind of, I guess, just pick wherever you wanted to start if it was just a little bit done. But I try to keep some semblance of a pattern, some mild method to the madness. A little off there. That's okay. I'll just take off that excess Naples from my brush. Come back with the dark, the raw umber there. All right, back to my Naples yellow again. Just kind of slowly trimming that out. Take your time. This might be one of those ones where it'd be nice if it's loose enough to come off there. Nope, I think I glued that one. These guys are so spiky that I definitely wish I had been able to do them right before I put them together, but I'm okay with doing it this way as well. Yep. Still no word from old Cox. I'm gonna get on the horn tomorrow, because tomorrow is my day. I don't run around as much, so I'm gonna try and get a hold of them tomorrow. Like, what's up, dude? Y'all are supposed to come and fix this cable or the internet. Kristen says cable all the time, and it's the same to her as long as it's the fiber cable thing. That's what she means. She doesn't know the difference between like coaxial and yeah. So the other day she kept saying cable, and I kept going, because to me cable is like cable television, which is coaxial cable. That's still the same cable, but they run the internet through coaxial, as well. And I kept thinking she was meaning cable TV, and I was like, no, we're not trying to get cable TV, honey, we're trying to get cable internet. And she's just like, huh? And I was like, huh? And she's like, yeah, I think we're saying the same thing. And I was like, oh, okay. It's funny. She's a little country, I'm a little rock and roll. It works out great. It's usually me like misunderstanding what she means because of just a slight difference in vernacular. And that's how you know it's a good Valentine's together, is that we definitely compliment each other and work through the petty little things. And you should do that too. If you have a honey or a snuggle bunny or whatever, be nice to them and work through the little things. Try to figure out what exactly did you mean there, because like I'm completely misunderstanding, and we say that all the time. These are delicious. I started finding these at the we have a little Asian store called Cowin in the city. And this is a passion fruit green tea, and they're amazing. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, working on this arm. Okay. Again, we're definitely trying to stay on the edges of stuff here as we're blending in. Just keep working on those fades. It'll start looking right eventually. Sometimes it takes a couple of tries. Sometimes you can nail it right off the first bat, and it's kind of deceptive when you do that, honestly. I think I've touched on this before, but I like talking about it, so I'm going to do it again. If you get everything right the first time, when you run into adversity, it's harder for folks that always have it easy for them to overcome. So a lot of times, people who could be a whole lot better if they just kept practicing give up too early because they were so used to everything going so easy for them. I've seen it happen to lots of people. Heck, I feel like sometimes I've done that. Or I thought something was going to be super easy and it should have been, and I walked away from it because, you know, it wasn't as easy as I thought, and so I didn't keep working at it. And maybe if I had, maybe I would have been better. I absolutely love music. I should have worked more, learn how to play it. Maybe I would have been better at it. Maybe not. But I gave up because it didn't come easy, and that was my mistake. So don't be afraid. If it doesn't come easy, just keep working at it. Practice, practice, practice. Eventually, maybe it'll start sticking. Maybe you'll get better. You'll never know if you quit. At least it's nice to think that way, isn't it? Well, there's so many little tiny crevices on these guys. Every time I think I'm done, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's more. I gotta get up underneath his arm here. Put a little color in there. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Just get in there and get that color going. That way it doesn't look left out. Luckily, I don't think he has any of those little vents on this inside arm. Oh, look, Jared's out and about. How are you today, sir? Nice to see you. Oh, my goodness, there's a sticky little wicket in there. Just very slowly, little brush stroke by little brush stroke, paint that house in. You'll be glad you got the color in there later on down the road. Alright, that section right there, that should be magenta down in there. We'll just drop that in. Jared says, doing okay, just got back from the doctor's office. They're sending me to a specialist to get hip surgery before they do spinal surgery. Good Lord, man. I hope it all turns out all right. That's how they like to do it, though, man. From this specialist to that specialist to this specialist to that specialist. Everybody got to get their hand in your pocket. But if it improves your quality of life, bro, and it helps you walk, man, that's what that's what matters. I know sometimes you have a little hobble to you, so I mean, it'd be nice to be able to walk straight without a bunch of pain again. I bet $1 million that it would be. All right, just checking on some of this Payne's gray that we've definitely missed. Every time I think I have all that done, I always find another spot. Like there's another claw. These are the most clawed up little things. We can do his mandibles now while we're here at least. Jared says, yep, they said at least 3 surgeries needed this year to be able to function somewhat better. Well, I mean, functioning is functioning, but pain level, man, just getting that pain level down is going to be a huge deal. I mean, if they can get it to where you're not hurting so dang bad, that helps with everything. Because all that crap hurts, man. I know it hurts. I live it myself, so I definitely know. It is not very fun. Okay. Looking pretty sweet. Just a little bit more. Naples right here on this edge. And then we'll have to fade it just ever so slightly. Right here. There we go. Do a little magenta right here. Boom. Probably gonna have to come back and do that guy again just to get the color in there good. Jared says, yeah, the pain is unbelievable, but trying to keep it controlled the best we can. Yeah, that's really all you can do, is just kind of keep it as under control as possible. And yeah, chronic pain is rough. It gets you every time. A lot of my issues are nerves that are damaged. Yeah, I'll bet. I'm pretty sure my shoulder's so bad that it's over time done damage to my left hand. So sometimes my left hand goes a little numb. And it really sucks when my left hand goes numb and my chest hurts, because then I'm like, am I having a heart attack? Because I feel like, so my left arm is numb and my chest hurts, and then I'll smell like some phantom smoky thing, and I'll be like, was that electrical smell? Am I stroking out? Am I gonna die right here? I haven't yet, but golly, it scare you good. Whew. Getting old ain't no fun. Definitely when you've been hit by vehicles, as the two of us gentlemen have, because that stuff really mess you up. Jared says, oh yeah, I know the shoulders. I had 4 shoulder surgeries on the limb left and on the right. God. Yeah, that stuff, it gets crazy. Getting some of this magenta rounded up while I'm up here at the top of this model. Making sure we got everything copacetic. Move down. I wish we could get a good focus to this silly camera today. It is not behaving. I gotta get a better camera settings or something so I can get it to zoom properly. I think I finally got it set up how I like it. Because this is definitely the superior shot. I've just got to get the zoom to cooperate properly, and we're going to be in business. Okay. Start this arm. Just hit those edges. Get those raised bits. It doesn't have to be perfect either. Especially since this is a really organic type of model. Like the creature itself is pretty organic. So some slight variations, little random things, as long as they look decent and are in the right place, you should be alright. Doesn't have to be all perfectly straight, perfectly even coats. You can get a little bit of nice effects by using some of that little bit of picking the brush up and dropping it down in another place. Especially when you're dealing with some of these crevices and stuff like that. It'll help it look more. It'll look more realistic later on down the line as you layer up the paints. Just be mindful of where your light's hitting. The orientation of the model to where light sources are most likely going to be. Brighter spots where that's going to happen. Not so bright one in places where it's not, the light isn't going to hit quite so much. Back to magenta. Drop that on there real quick. Grab our burnt sienna and start our fade. Sienna is such a great mixing medium for this, because it's so much, the pigment itself is very thin. I've said this a few times, but the yellow and the from the Naples yellow and the red sienna are both a thinner pigment, so they blend well together, and then when they dry with a great look to them, because the blend is so efficient. Sometimes when you're dealing with thicker style pigments, you'll get one that will sit on top of the other, or you can see how it mixed on the model, or there's a couple different things that can happen to it. It's nice when they both have a pretty easy to manipulate color pigment. Alright, that side's looking good. Let's see about this side. And this is on that inside, so we can leave it a little bit darker. We don't have to stress so much with getting it bright and such, but we do need to get these details knocked out and picked out. Just to help the overall model pop properly. Get the right cohesion to everything. Sienna for the underneath. And that's why I still have Naples on the brush, just to kind of help simulate that fade a little bit. And you can see on this knob here where we missed the magenta on our first go round. So we're going to go ahead and correct that now. Gotta keep my eye on my time. It is a kid run day because it is Tuesday. Gotta run and get all my kiddos. Do all that fun stuff. Alright, yeah. That's what we like to see. Looking great. Looking real proper. Alrighty. Well, I guess I'll start working on this head. Even though it always makes me a little nervous. I feel like if you mess up this face, it like messes up the whole model. Faces on all these models will probably forever make me nervous. I don't want him to look like Brother Clarence. If you're a painter, you get that joke. And that reference is hysterical. Looking sharp now. I gotta get down in there. I'm trying to come up just short of where those little nodes are, those little nozzles are, because I want the underneath of it to stay dark, but I do want to get a little bit more of that Naples in there. I can't leave that line underneath it so it stays dark for you. Now let's see if I can just put a little bit of color on that little neck right there. Come back and clean up that purple later. Didn't really much of one on this side. Definitely is on that side though. We caught it, which is great. All right. Same thing. Just blend in those tentacles. Now just be mindful of where one is stopping and the other is starting, and where your colors need to be, which colors they need to be. You'll be just fine. Again, if you mess up, we'll just fix it. It's all good. Nothing to stress. Yeah, just keep switching between our colors and fade them into each other. And it's going to look great. Easy, easy, easy. There we go. Just keep working around. Keep track of where you're at and what tentacle should be what color. That's where it gets really crazy with doing tentacles. It's like, wait a minute, where's this tentacle going? Where did it come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Tentacle Eye Joe. How did that song ever become a hit? Can anybody ever explain Cotton Eye Joe? Really? Like I've heard people try. I never could understand how that song ever became a hit. Like, I don't know. It was a truly wonderful time, I guess. Where music didn't have to make sense at all. That's why anybody like talking about how mumble rappers don't make any sense. I'm like, dude, Cotton Eye Joe did not make any sense. So, and it wasn't a mumble rap. So there's always been music that didn't make any sense. Nobody has a monopoly on that, trust me. Oh man, I love it. All the little tentacles. So gnarly. Alright, short break. Rub my eyes, rub my hands. Stretch out. Wow. So I hope you guys definitely take a look at that poll. It's super cool. I love the idea. We have the four choices on the different things to look at. So definitely jump on there and give us a vote. Whether you watch this now or you watch this later, either way works for me. Definitely just looking to make sure we get as many people as engaged as possible, because engagement is good. We like engagement. Happy. Alrighty. Okay. I'll do a little bit more lighting up here. Not quite happy with this one yet. That happens quite a lot. I think that's the fun part about painting for myself versus painting for somebody else. Is that like I can get more obsessed over the details, you know. I don't have to. There's no deadline. Deadlines they're super important, but I do feel like sometimes they crush a little bit of the creative process. Although lately I've been missing some deadlines. So if you want commissions, please send them my way. I'll be happy to paint one up for you. If you let me paint it on the show, I will paint it for I'll give you a discount. Painting on the show. It does take longer to get things done if I paint them on the show, but you know, price discounts. So there you go. Just coming back through with this Naples yellow, blending it up into that Sienna. Might have to come back in with Sienna one more time in just a second. Just kind of depends on how it blends in for us. That looks pretty decent. Maybe just a little tiny spot right there. Beautiful. We'll come through here. All right, get those raised areas first. Heck yeah. We'll probably come through here later and clean that up a little bit more. But that's a good start for that. It's definitely going to fade. This Naples yellow is just getting soaked up on this thing. Dave's a killer. Hello, Mr. Cunningham. Pleasure to see you, as always. Yeah. See, that's the kind of guy who can get you anything you want. I mean, as long as you're willing to pay the shipping and handling, right, Dave? That stuff's a mother scratcher. Shipping and handling always gets you. Yeah. Little bits. Yeah, there better be a please. We don't deal with people who don't say please. We also don't need that copyright breaching stuff coming on here. Although that was an advertisement, I'm pretty sure the advertisement people get to do that. They pay for the rights and all. I don't know if that works for my end. Does that work where it's like I'm not paying the rights and this says that it's royalty free, but it's playing advertisements? Will I get sued? Will I get a cease and desist letter? Nobody knows. Just a little bit more lightening up right around the edge of that one. Yeah, really starting to come alive. Manners maketh the man, says the great David Cunningham. That is the truth. Good manners will make the man every single time. Or break the man, as such as the case may be. I definitely learned a long time ago when it's important to have them. And here we're going with that same process. We're just hitting these top sections first. And then we're going to let that dry. We'll come back through and do it again and again and again. So that the tops of everything gets the most color and everything else kind of subdues down. It seems a little wonky the first couple times you do it. And then it starts making more sense because you're like, oh, we're just trying to create the illusion of light hitting it. When you pull up close to it, you're like, oh, I see it's all these little tiny dots. But then when you look back on it from like a battle table, and you're not sitting right up on the model, it has the look it's supposed to. It looks more like the ribs are bent and segmented. And blah, 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 blah. If I could speak properly today. Clean that one up just a little bit. I'll let that get away from me. There we go. Alright, we'll let that dry up. Time we got about 5 more minutes. Well, papers. Come back and do a little bit more touch-ups here. We only got a few minutes left, and I'm going to get ready to start closing it down for today's show. And we'll come back at you tomorrow. Little piece of bone right there sticking out. Get that guy. Heck yeah. Starting to look pretty cool. Alrighty. Well, that's probably a good place to go ahead and set him down and start doing all the thank you so much, and come back and see me stuff. Make sure that you've subscribed. If you watch us this far, you definitely should subscribe by now. You made it like an hour worth of me painting and running my mouth, so obviously you liked something. Hit that subscribe button. But seriously, thank you so much everybody for watching and all the support we get. Don't forget to vote in the poll. We have 4 models. We have a U1T. He's a snaky boy. Snaky boy. Lots of cool coils and scales, and you know, got a great action pose. He's pretty chunky too. Pretty big guy, heavy. And then we got Illuminor Zeras, which is by far the biggest of these projects. He's a large guy. I kind of got started on him. He belongs to my youngest son's army. He's a Necron. And so he's kind of like a robot boy. And then we got a Solhagen Baron. And that is, that's fun. Dave asks, are we doing something special for Valentine's Day? Like on the show? No. I haven't gotten to where I can plan that out in advance enough yet. I gotta get on the ball with that sort of stuff. I should paint like a leprechaun or something ridiculous for St. Patrick's Day. Maybe we should paint some eggs for Easter. That'll be fun. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that at all. But I also don't particularly like Valentine's Day. I've always thought it was just kind of a, like, of all of the commercialized holidays, it's the weirdest commercialized holiday. But yeah, whatever. Anyway, so the last choices are our great Karn the Betrayer. He is currently in the lead with the most of the votes. So if you like Karn and you want Karn to be the guy, he also has a backpack. I just haven't put it on there because we want to paint all this yet in here before we put his backpack on. Anyway, so if Karn's your dude, go and vote to make sure he maintains it. If any of these other lovely units, little pieces, are more your style, your preference, then go vote for them so we can get them up. I'm happy with whatever we paint. I just definitely I got to take breaks from all the purple because holy moly, guys, it's a lot of the same colors with the purple and the Sienna and the Magenta and the Naples. It's just same over and over and over again. So it's good to take a break, and I recommend this if you're a painter. I super recommend you do the same thing. That's why I like doing it on the channel. I think it's a great idea. So you can have that break and say, okay, well, I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna go do this for a second, and you come back. And I always come back a little more refreshed and ready to take it on again. And so, since our last break, we've gotten these really nice looking guys done, and we got one more on the way to finish up that group. So anyway, come back tomorrow, and we'll be finishing up these guys tomorrow. I'm going to do a little bit more work off camera on this last one to have it all ready to go, so we can finish up the last bits and put the faces on them tomorrow. That'll be exciting. So definitely come see us. I really appreciate everybody, and I hope you guys have a great day. And we're going to really roll the outro right this time. Yesterday we didn't do this right. I wasn't feeling exactly 100%, but I'm feeling better today, even though my voice is still pretty rough. So we're going to roll that outro here in just a second and do it all proper. Anyway, thank you so much, and you guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.